Bueno, ya vamos, dame un segundo. Y seguimos con las aventuras de Senua en Hellblade. Aventuras de Senua. Vale. Un segundo, que creo que no dejé el aviso en Twitter. Vale, ya está. Pues nada, allá vamos. Nos habíamos quedado reforjando la espada, si no recuerdo mal. Haciendo las pruebas que nos van mandando. Y voy a quitar el ratoncito de aquí. Ahí está. Vale, esta es la prueba en la que estamos prácticamente en el que podemos ir bastante mal a lo de guiarnos y estamos prácticamente a ciegas. Creo que hay que ir por allí, pero bueno. Pues tenés las pruebas de ver si hay algo. Bueno, voy directo a donde me manda.
The others, the voices, they've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet, so dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
I can't go on. Lillian?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
Si completamos esto, nos quedaría creo que una prueba más. Creo que eran 3 pruebas. Si no recuerdo mal. Y una ya la hiciéramos. Para poder conseguir la espada nueva. Vale, aquí ya se abrió. Pues siguen dando un rodeo. No, vale, esta es otra zona. Es la misma de antes. La puerta está ahí.
I think I'm somewhere else now. That breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the wild speak to you. What do you hear?
Agua,
I hear water.
cuervo
Go to it.
o pájaro del fuego. En principio creo que son cuervos.
I've reached the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua, my father, he taught me that the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the sword. You're no coward. You proved that to me in the warrior tribes. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your battle. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, You are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
I'll do my best.
Así que unos cuantos aquí.
I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. It seems there's no escaping the past in this place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end? There is a house.
Y además aquí no lo puedo fijar con ninguna zona ya que
I
estamos
don't know what's
prácticamente...
inside.
Vale.
Don't be afraid.
No, tío. De verdad, saltar hacia ellos no es una buena idea.
There's something in here.
La oscuridad.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
No sé, ¿es esto? Pero nosotros no sé. No sé si representa la mente de Senua o directamente su enemigo. Pero la verdad no hay ganas de descubrir. Mierda, medio. Adiós. Yo no he visto nada.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind and keep moving forwards.
Coño, coño. ¿Qué clase de dos? Se ve que hoy toca... 10 de survival horror. Joder, que no eran 2 eran 3. 4. ¿Cuántos hay aquí? Mierda, que no sé. Vale, hay un cojón de allí. Vamos a tratar de evitar las zonas oscuras y a ver si sobrevive. No has visto nada de nada. Como nos cojan, estamos muertos. No tenemos ninguna forma de defendernos. Y no puedo correr porque directamente no vemos nada. Lo que vemos ahora mismo en pantalla es una representación de lo que siente Senua. Pero realmente ver no vemos nada. ¿Ya no están o no me siguen? No me siguen. Vale. Segundo. Ya está.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks. Of death.
The darkness is testing you, but you are in control.
No, vale, que mal. Coño, como que digamos estamos jodidos. No te caigas. Y no te caigas. No.
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. You Getting close.
A saber qué es esto, porque dudo que sea agua.
Delia,
Y si es agua estancada. Joder. Vamos a verlo. Voy a pasar los bichos estos asquerosos. Y ya voy directo a la luz. Sabemos que la luz estaba ahí, así que hay que ir hacia ella. Ya está.
Delia, is that you? I can see a light.
Yes, I can see you too.
¿Ya puedo correr? Sí, perfecto. Debe ser la salida de esta prueba. Joder. Vale, esta prueba la acabamos
She
ya.
could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
Nos queda la última prueba.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Eso nos queda lo de la prueba final.
What if this is pointless? What if you're wrong? What if we're wrong? The sword will never be yours.
Queremos la espada, así que por mucho que nos digan las voces que no,
Is the end? It's just a trick.
yo creo que puedo tener algo para defenderme.
You've been fooled before, you could be fooled again.
You're being tested.
You don't know. It's just their game for you. You never know which way it's going.
Yo no la creo que no es. Hasta yo creo que vamos a tener que ir cuando tengamos la espada. Sí. Perfecto. Espera. ¿Por qué se eliminan las pruebas que ya hice? No entiendo nada.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Ahora que se queda esa siguiente. La siguiente es al menos bien. Esto lo puedo tirar así.
His face.
A mask.
What is it?
What does it see?
Get closer.
Sí, vale. Nos va a ayudar a avanzar.
You want to see what the mask sees?
No, she doesn't. Don't look through it.
Where are we?
We're What is this? It's the same.
No, ahora el punto.
It's another world. It's lighter. It's nicer. I like it. The bridge. It's not broken. It's fixed. What happened? The bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
Vale, ¿esto lo puedo abrir? No.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness, swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Dillion, isn't it? Don't forget. You can feel it. You need the runes to fight Dillion. You need Dillion. He's waiting for you. He always said he's close. He cares about you. I feel he's close. Open the gate. She can't. Open the gate. It's locked. Try harder. She can't. The gate. She can't. She can't. She will. She'll find a way. She will.
Igual así podemos acceder al otro punto y podemos ampliar esa puerta. A ver si ahora sí. Vale, el símbolo este por aquí lo encontramos. Vale, yo creo que por aquí no está. Creo para encontrar. No está por ahí. Pero ya tenemos puesto por aquí.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
Dillion.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him.
Go through.
Before he disappears.
Dillion,
Para
don't lose
desaparecer
him.
las paredes, seguro, pero
Way too many times.
You always
Where is he?
Where's he gone?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not.
She's in the wrong world.
He's not in this world.
He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world.
the dark.
The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light.
pues para que acabe la senua.
Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillion taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of color stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Y como no, Loki
Believe
la
in the
valía.
curse. Dillion believed in you.
Vale, esto puede por ahí. Definitivamente tengo que andar de... Pues bueno, creo que esto más que nada es de la imaginación de Senua. Ya podemos estar por aquí. Ya podemos volver a esperar todo. que alterar la zona para conseguir algo.
Do you remember the way he looked?
Al menos no veo la forma esta. No, puede ser algo más de lo que sería, pero lo dudo bastante. Algo para que como sea de forma. Vamos a ver con esto. Esto igual está del revés, pero podría
Do you
ser.
remember how he made you feel?
Vamos a cambiar de plano. Más bien de plano. De zona.
He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
His love has tortured you.
And it tortures me.
A ver, ahora que pasa al otro lado.
You are guilty. You will always be guilty.
Was it worth it?
Podría ser. Un poco forzado, pero bueno.
Do
Podría
you
encajar.
know? Was it worth it? You're still alive and Dillian's dead. He
A ver,
doesn't deserve to be dead. What does that make you
todos
feel?
lados.
Dillian doesn't know who killed him, but we do.
Va a haber que cambiar de otra vez. Completar esto para poder avanzar.
He didn't believe that she was cursed.
He saved you when everyone else turned their backs.
Y tiene que estar aquí. La pregunta... Ah, mira, la luz. Ya está.
Senwa, you've got it. He cared in a way that nobody else did. He's gone.
He's in the dark world.
He's gone to the dark world.
You're in the wrong world.
He's in the other world.
The dark world.
Without you. The curse.
Now the darkness is swallowing you both.
Porque no sé. ¿Qué quedan solo tres? No sé qué puede ser. Otra puerta más.
You have no chance for love now.
Nobody will love you again.
Ever again.
You can.
Un poco de historia.
There he is. Where are you taking? He's up there.
He's up there.
How do you get up there?
There's a way. There is a way up there. She can do this. You're nearly there. She can find the way.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror,
The curse cannot.
Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain.
Una carga force o culpa de la Vale.
She should have listened to her father.
Why didn't she listen to her father?
She thought she could defy her father.
saw who she really was. He saw the warrior within.
Vale, la putada es que aquí no está esto. Tiene que estar cerrado. Nah, tiene que ser en la otra zona entonces. Tiene que ser en esta. Tiene que ser en otro mundo. Vale, vamos allá. La verdad no sé cuánto queda de juego, porque este juego no sé si es muy largo, muy corto. No tengo ni idea. Ah, mira, la puerta está abierta. ¿Nos permitirá abrir la vez? No. Bueno, la tontería. Lo tenemos abierto ya. Lo que no sé es cómo podemos avanzar.
What love feels like. Do you remember him whispering in your ear?
Pero me salté algo.
Nobody will love you.
O algo que no vi. Ya que para avanzar tenemos que ir obligatoriamente a bastante. Se me ocurre que es igual la forma de esto, pero no sé cómo hacerlo.
Look what happens to the things you love.
No hay ninguna cosa que me pueda hacer esto.
Your curse is claimed to do.
Poor Dilly. He didn't know. He was cold.
Y no hay que hacer ninguna forma. No se me ocurre qué hacer aquí.
Curse. Just like it strangled him.
This love has tortured you and it The curse. Just like it strangled him.
¿Algo que encaje? Lo que encaje, pero no sé.
Your curse has claimed
Hay que
Dillian.
ir un poco más hacia atrás.
Poor Dillian.
Si
He
no lo
didn't
podemos
know.
hacer que encaje.
He was kind.
Ahí está el supuesto vídeo.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
Look what happens to the things you love.
Marco, habrá cambiado de plano, pero...
Everything gets broken in the end. You've killed him with your love because he believed in you.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past,
Tú abres de aquí, abres del otro lado.
and Dillian, her future.
Más que nada para menos.
realities,
Luego
tearing
podrá-
at her soul.
She thought she had light within her when she was remembered. She is pure darkness.
Ahí está.
Wasting your time. You have no time for this. Speed up. These rooms mean nothing. It's all part of their game. Trying to
Aquí
distract you.
abriendo por los abajo.
They've set you up, and now they're going to watch you fall. What if these trials mean nothing? Gods can see
Vamos a
laughing
primero
at you.
abrir los abajo.
Curse has claimed Dillian said.
Vamos a probar el de abajo. Y luego ya probamos la
They
siguiente.
are just to tire you out, to make you weak before the battle.
A ver.
Do you remember how he made you feel?
Vale, tiene forma de una flecha.
Do you think she remembers him? He saved you. He saved you. He loves you. You owe him. His love keeps you strong.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of Hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
He's the reason she's alive at all. He was the only one she could trust. Could she trust him? Do you remember meeting him beneath the tree? Remember Dillian? Do you remember? Do you remember the sound of his voice?
Vale, a ver si no encuentro la flecha y nosotros ya sabemos dónde está. Ah, mira. Joder, lo tenía delante y no lo había visto.
What if they're all about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute by minute?
Vamos arriba y completamos esto.
What does she think she's doing? You're special. She thinks she can. They
Esto abre
mean
la puerta de allí
nothing.
y ya nos permitirá abrir el
He's
siguiente.
special. You can see the darkness within you.
The gods are just. What if the gods are laughing at her?
Messing with her.
It wouldn't be.
Be the first time.
Ya vamos a poder completar este objetivo. Bueno, más bien es un poquito, pero bueno.
Blood on your hands. You are guilty. Was it worth it? Dillian undoes the curse. What does it feel like to feel a love so strong?
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Baldur's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails to tie him down and turned these bonds to iron and dangled a poisonous serpent over his face so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say that is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
Do you remember what love feels like?
Creo que la puerta está por aquí. Ahora sí.
Nobody will love her.
Can you remember what love feels like?
Look what happens to the things she loves.
She destroys the
Final de la prueba. A ver si hoy ya conseguimos la espada otra vez. Como no.
Dillian!
Venga, avanza.
Be very, very careful.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father,
Cuidado, que si no
Zinbao.
nos matamos.
I guess he took after his father, the chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms,
She's not.
and to see the world through his eyes.
She's steady. She can do it.
Slowly.
She can do it.
The darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
That's it.
No sé si se puede caer, pero bueno, no quiero tentar a la suerte.
It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone. You've lost him to the... He's
No me esperaba esto, la verdad.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Vale.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one
¿Ustedes
memory
no
at a
traman?
time.
¿No eran solo 3?
Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to
I
crush
saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels...
What is this place?
This place feels... It's... creepy. It feels
A ver
wrong.
qué es lo que hay aquí.
Feels strange. Where is it? Where are we? Turn back. This is wrong. This has to be wrong. This place stinks. There he is. Dilius.
The light.
Go towards it.
He's in the house. He's
Find
going
it.
in.
He's disappearing.
Follow him.
Don't let him disappear.
The air. Where's it gone?
Keep going. How do you find it?
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dillian will help me.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was one spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. But the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like that.
Before he disappears, Noah.
You have to get in.
Por aquí. Vale. ¿Qué pasa, amigo?
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farm hands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. But that is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
That's it.
You did it. She did.
It's not done yet. Just a small piece of the puzzle. You found a way.
To climb the tower.
The ladder.
Quick. What now?
You can see it. A line to the truth. The bridge.
Vale, nos falta poco. La pregunta es... Ah, mira, no. Hace esto.
She didn't.
Did it? You fixed the bridge.
She fixed it.
You passed the trial. Get to the house.
You succeeded.
Abajo. Pues nos queda subir y llegar a la casa. A ver qué pasa. Los trabajos cada vez son más raros. La plaga. verdad no me espero ver nada bonito en esta zona.
Senua! Come to me! Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there?
You have to
Come
find
out
him.
if you are.
Dillian! They're coming for me!
Someone's calling you. Someone's calling you. What's that voice? You can hear Dillian. It's Dillian. Go to him. Dillian. Go to him. He's trying to say.
There it is. It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away.
Run! Run now! Run! It's not safe here. Run!
Senua, you don't run. Have your sword.
You came through the wrong door.
Where's your sword?
Defend yourself.
What is that creature?
You can't defend yourself. It's Dillian. Find the creature.
Where's Dillian? Where are we?
It's his name. Where are they? Where's Dillian?
Quiero pararte más allá.
Don't let it sound.
What should I do?
You'll start to
There it is. Move away.
Don't let it look quick.
Where's Dillian?
Where is he?
This is taking too long.
Can you hear
The
light?
light.
The room.
Go towards it.
Focus.
Focus.
One more to find. One more. One more to send. Don't get lost.
Find the other symbol. You're lost.
Pero corre. Vale. No sé por qué, pero se quedó atascada en la pared. A ver ahora. Vamos a algo más. Vamos con el brazo. Corre. La putada es que cogió el atajo y yo creo que cogiese. Yo quería que fuese por otra zona.
There it is.
Where's your sword? To defend yourself. What is that creature? You can't defend yourself. It's Dillian.
I can't find you.
Where is it? I'm not safe.
You're dying.
You're lost.
You're dying. This is what death feels like.
It is.
Go towards it. Run.
Find it.
You've got me.
You have them.
Where's the door? Find a way out. Find the gate.
Get out. Run. 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 Let it look at you.
Don't let it see you. It's coming. Move away. You're lost again.
Mierda, tengo un rato. Vamos a ver. Además que tengo que tener cuidado, tío. A veces las
They're coming.
y directamente ellas solas se tienen problemas. Como vaya por ahí, se me... La puta es que cuando se está cerca, cada vez va más despacio, más despacio, más despacio. Ay. A ver. Va avanzando cada vez más la marca. Que sí, que el señor mismo ese nos quiere matar.
There it is. It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away.
Feel it.
You'll die.
You feel it?
You're dying. The burning has begun. The burning has begun. There's
Run.
the...
Run now. Run. It's not safe here. Run.
Senua, run. You don't run. Have your sword.
You came through the wrong door.
Where's your sword?
To defend yourself. What is that creature? You can't defend yourself. It's Dillian. Find the creature. It's Dillian.
Where are we? You're dying.
You're lost.
You're dying. This is what death feels like. Dillian!
Vale, ya. Esta que no pongo más. A ver si la consigo escapar. Nos vamos a encontrar la última. Ahí está. Pero si te quedaron estamos antes, sí, abre la puerta. Mierda. No mires atrás, solo por ahí. Me queda alguna prueba más o ya están todas. Yo lo hice todas, tío. A ver si podemos usar la espada.
What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
You've done it. You did it. The warrior trials. Go get the sword. You did it with the sword. You have to get the sword.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And the sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
As Sigmund and Sinfjotli are being buried alive, Sigmund's sister throws an armful of straw into the grave mound.
Vale, esto ya lo viéramos.
Hidden in the straw is Sigmund's sword, the gift of Odin. They cut their way out of the grave mound.
Pues aquí está. Vamos a coger nuestro para mí.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
Go back. It's not safe.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us! You have blood on your hands!
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get to you.
Nos toca probar la espada nueva.
Hold your heavy strike.
Hold it!
Hold the heavy strike.
Hold your
Unleash the sword.
Must remember, she can bring us inside her.
Ah, vale.
It's coming back.
There's nowhere to run to. There's
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying to get to. Is there any escape?
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father, Zinbo, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Siguiente intento. Avanzó bastante la... la oscuridad. Tengo que tener cuidado. Voy a guardar.
Who's there?
Who is it? Galena!
Where are you?
Do you hear, Senua? Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galena? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her.
Mother!
Answer her pitiful call.
I need you. Help me.
Darkness took her life, and it will take yours.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices.
Your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
Go! Attack! He's down! Finish it!
Compañero. La moneda de los mierda. No me acuerdo nada. Aunque los hombres no paran.
End it now. This is nearly the end.
Otro de estos.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Tantos nombres,
Stop it. Stop.
Mirror focuses on the legend. It's coming back.
Los combates acabaron. Pues nada, voy a encontrarme con Hela. O no tengo ni idea de lo que puede pasar aquí. Pero yo tengo bastante claro que o bien el combate ahora contra Hela o puede superar contra este.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done?
No, no me dejaba moverme. Putada. Justo en el último que me diese la
You
hostia.
are.
Hostia, lo que está avanzando la
Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead?
la enfermedad.
Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think that why you would still fight on to his friends, to his father, suffer with your brethren in his rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of
A
hell?
tantos golpes que ya no sé cuándo es el
Isn't that
último
what you
golpe.
deserve after all you've done?
Muévete. Cago en la hostia. Es que mira que me diría joder que estuviese llegando al fin del juego
That you are.
y que la marca llegue justo al punto de que me borre.
Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Why think still that fight what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father, to let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell? Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he would thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
It's nearly over. Finish it.
Paso de no haber combate haces? Está todo el puñetero de mitad. Vale.
Watch out! It's not over. It's not over. Keep going.
Mierda.
Focus is coming back.
No voy a contar con más tiempo. Ahí está.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senwa. Galena and
You are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses.
Esta zona da un mal rollazo que flipa. Esta la madre.
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua. Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help. A little hope.
A ver qué toca ahora.
You need us.
So worried.
Silence is lonely.
We didn't know where you'd gone.
We're here to help you.
Don't worry. You can trust us. There's a way in.
Into the mountain.
Can you see it?
Shall we tell her where to go?
It's not far. Go on.
Look up.
Just up there.
Listen to us.
That's it.
Shall we tell her where to go?
Shall we?
Does she know which way to look? Does she know her way into the mountain?
She's a good girl.
No me gusta de ir otra vez.
So
La
clever.
escalera.
Did you miss us? Oh, she did. She did.
Are you glad we're back?
She's so glad we're back. Go
We
on.
know which way to go.
Go up. Go up. Go up into the mountain.
A ver qué nos encontramos ahora.
There's a door.
You can do it.
You can see it.
Come on, Senwa.
Go away. I'm not listening.
Ah, vale, era aquí. No nos permitía avanzar.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature. A dragon.
Vale, vamos a seguir. Un segundo. Vale, podré ir por aquí o por otro lado. Voy a probar a ver qué hay en el otro lado. Vale, obligatoriamente tengo que ir por allá. Aunque ya os digo, no sé lo que queda de juego. No sé si lo estoy terminando. Si aún queda bastante. No tengo ni idea. Que no llegué tan... No llegué a avanzar tanto cuando jugara yo. Vale, no, por aquí no puedo abrir nada más.
Something's behind the door.
What is it?
She can feel it.
No.
Don't open the door.
No, go in.
Turn back.
What's it?
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you save Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it!
Para adentro.
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
Vale. En ese momento llega un punto que no podemos avanzar. Si no encontramos luz. Por aquí. No, por aquí.
It's locked. What will she do? Torch. Get the torch.
Don't be fooled. The beast is still here.
Who is it? Something there.
It's the beast.
No,
No, it's not.
it's a trick.
She knows that. Does she? What is that voice?
Mother.
Do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. But they always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead. No, and that they want me with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Don't listen. Do you see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming. Senua, help me! Help! Get me out of here! Don't go! She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it. She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father, Sinbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
Poder entender esto. Mira, menos eso sí. Pues esto que es una ventaja. No, por aquí no es. Avanzaremos un poco más y luego ya pararé. Por aquí. Al menos ir alumbrando que no se nos va a hacer. Creo que es por aquí.
The light won't save her. She can sense it. She's lighting the torch. Fight! Defend! Using swords. They're winning!
Vale.
Quickly get up!
Es que estos ahora son rápidos, ¿sí? No sé por qué.
She's hurt. She won't make it. It's not over.
Vale. Por aquí se puede parar.
The mirror, the focus is growing. She can do it. It's coming back.
He's down. Finish
Mierda.
it. Finish it. Strike him. Quickly get up.
Levántate. Venga.
She's injured. She can still do it.
En serio, me va a matar uno. Levántate.
It's not over. It's not over. She can do it. Go in. She can still do it. Get out. She's hurt. She won't make it. Finish
Venga.
this. Finish this. Did it. You can't go anywhere without your light. Take the torch and move.
Cógela. Ahí está. Ahora cambia bastante más. Y llegar aquí. Que no veo nada que se parezca al símbolo. Nada por el estilo. Ah, vale, lo único desde arriba para atrás para completar el símbolo, la sangre. Sí, tal cual además.
You have it. Keep going. Where's the next? Too more to find. I can feel that. Too more to find. Why are you doing these pointless rooms? Wasting your time. They're meaningless. Your mother's here.
What if you collect them and there's nothing behind the door?
See, Dilly. It's just another trick. Just another trick.
No, por aquí puedo.
Just to distract her from her real mission.
You think you know, but you don't. Your mother is dead. Dilly is dead.
Ah, vale, esa puerta enorme. Bloquea el avance. Vale, ya podemos seguir. Ya que estoy, voy a encender la antorcha al lado que no me encendí. Yo creo que me puede ayudar. Cuanta más luz tengamos, mejor. Que a Senua no creo que le ayude precisamente en la oscuridad. Vale, primero hacia arriba, luego hacia abajo.
Her torch is going out.
No, it's not. It's gonna run out soon.
She hasn't got much time.
It's gonna burn out.
She's too slow.
It's not going to burn out.
The darkness will come again.
Stay light. Stay right up.
Vale, el nada tiene pinta que ver con Bat. ¿Dónde está él? Ah, mira. La sombra.
She has it.
She did it. She's done it.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl.
Vale.
Imprisoned
El
in her
atajo,
room
pero
at
no
night.
por otro lado.
The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Zinbel, could see the monster in her.
Sigamos.
The beast has been here.
No puedo armar esto.
Must be through here.
There's water.
No.
She has to go.
Keep going.
Venga. Vamos. Y no apagues la antorcha. Vale, el nada tiene pinta que ver con Bat.
Must be through here. There's water.
No.
She has to go. Keep going.
Keep going.
Venga. Vamos. Y no apagues la antorcha.
She'll have to go under.
She can't.
She has to.
She can't.
The torch will go out.
Don't.
She can do it.
She can't do it.
The light's gone out. Run! Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here.
What was that?
Y más que nada es que ya tiene miedo a la oscuridad como para estar aún más a oscuras.
You have to rest here on your side.
Vale, que es de luz en luz
She's stuck. She hasn't.
para poder avanzar.
Just go quick. Run.
La putada es que aquí no tengo antorcha. Pero el símbolo sabemos que está aquí.
Look. Fire. There's fire. How will she get it? Fire. She has to go towards it. Light. And she's too weak. She will. She has to. There's the torch. Take it. It'll keep you safe. You can see. She can find it. The light. See it. She has it. Where is it? Now you're free to search.
Por aquí,
The light.
por aquí.
The light will guide you.
Pensé que sería una de estas, pero no, debe ser un poco más adelante. Vamos a encender esta.
Look up.
The runes. Can you feel them? Can you see them? Where are they?
She can't see. Look.
Use your eyes.
Where is it? There it is. You have all the runes.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, that she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
Pensamos algo más de la historia. Digamos pues. Vamos a ver qué hay tras la puerta.
It's open. You have to go through. She can get her mother out. Her mother doesn't.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Stupid thing.
Pedazo bicho.
Run away from the beast! We let you have nothing!
What have you done? You've lost him. It's over.
The darkness is back.
You've lost him. You've lost him.
head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Zindo while you pined for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Tilly. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Tilly.
Vale. Nada, seguir un poquito más y ya para. Avanzaré lo justo para llegar a un punto de guardado. Y ya lo dejamos aquí. Yo pensé que quedaba poco del juego, pero no, porque queda bastante. Que la verdad no sé cuánto es el largo del juego, es decir, que no sé cuántas horas dura. No sé cuán largo puede ser el juego. Bueno, primero.
The beast is down there.
No. She knows the beast is down there. He's always watching you. The beast is there. You're never safe from him.
Algo puede terminar.
She needs to find it. She can find it. She lost it and she has to find it. Feel it.
Vale, en cuanto cruce esto, se va a apagar la zona. No sé por qué todo eso. Nada, estos de última hora tienen un juego. Fíjalo, pero joder.
Finish this. End it now.
Arriba.
The mirror.
Arriba nos
The
mata.
mirror. Focus now. You're strong. Behind you, Hunter. Focus. It's the only way. Focus. Focus now.
No me hace gracia.
Behind you. Focus. Focus. She's hurt. She's injured. She won't be. Focus now. Focus now. Focus. You won't.
No, yo lo voy a mandar. Venga, arriba.
She's hurt. She won't make it.
Un segundo. Vale. Y luego que
Still do
cabrón.
it. End it.
Joder, uno de estos ahora para final.
Go. Focus. Now. Focus. You're stronger than him. Focus.
Mierda.
Focus.
No puedo esquivar, Finlau. Solo esquivar. Muévete.
Focus. It's the only way. Focus now. Focus.
Ah, vale.
Will die.
No. Mierda. Muévete. Muévete.
She's injured. She can still do it. Slow. Do it. You're close.
Joder. La putada es que uno de los esquives no me dejó moverme como yo quería. Vale, este paso. Intento una vez más este combate y si no lo consigo, lo dejamos aquí. Claro, no creo que tenga muchas más opciones.
He's gone. They're come for you. Remember your colleague. Get out of the way. Quickly get out. They're coming.
Venga. Arriba.
It's not over. It's not over. Focus! Focus now. Focus. Focus. She's hurt. She's injured. Focus. Focus. Behind you. Focus now. Focus. Focus. Focus now. It's not over. Do it. He's finished. Watch out.
Pero son dos.
She can still do it. Stop them.
She wouldn't listen. He was doing his best.
She never, ever listens. Why didn't she listen to him? Trying to help her.
He was trying to save her from the darkness.
Zinbel was right.
Zinbel was trying to save her from the darkness. But she wouldn't listen.
Never choose.
And now everybody is dead.
Because of her.
It's all her fault.
All her fault. So weak. She should have known. She should have.
Why doesn't she learn? When will she learn?
She doesn't understand.
Now the darkness has Dillian's soul.
And it will take it.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face.
It's the end.
But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man would want to be wealthy until that day.
Once she gets down there, she'll
And he takes the treasure.
luring her down.
The darkness will take her like it took her mother.
Deeper and deeper. The beast knows. The beast knows exactly where she is. She's falling for it.
She falls for their tricks every time.
Plays into his hands.
The darkness is coming. She was
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rayan wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rayan also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
He knows how to draw her away.
The lights run out. She'll die. She can't.
She'll die.
She hasn't. She can't.
She's going to go through anyway.
The light will run out.
The darkness is...
Bueno, lo voy a dejar por aquí. Así que nada, espero que os haya gustado, os haya detenido los que lo veis en directo y diferido. Y nos vemos en el siguiente día. Que mañana es bastante probable que no haya directo. Os aviso por Twitter si lo hago. Hasta luego.